Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 13 of Sports on the Rocks. We have our full cast here tonight. We got Potts, we got Devo, your boy KP here. We're all ready to recap some Olympics, some college basketball, maybe talk a little NBA. It's getting to that time of the year where we're making a pivot. We gotta broaden our horizons. We all just gotta embrace other things other than football. I mean, as sad as it is. But we just got two things before we get started. First, I need you guys to like, subscribe, comment, share, all those things, all the platforms to get our name out there and keep this thing growing. We appreciate you being here, watching, listening, hanging out with us. And number two, USA,
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 USA.
USA, USA. Mm,
Hell yeah,
mm.
baby.
love it.
The boys over in Milan secured gold for for America. Just the bald eagles are flying today. And not only the boys, but the girls took home gold. Hockey, we swept. I mean, best hockey country in the world, clearly.
Mhm.
Both for
And
both male and female.
and the state most known for all the talent, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Dylan Larkin out there, boy.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
doing work, doing work. I loved it. Honestly, I watched the girls. What was it, Friday? I think the girls
Hmm.
played on Friday. Dude, that game was electric. Them girls, and I would not want to. I would not mess with them girls. They would mess me up, dude.
Oh yeah. They've been doing this. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
They've
they
committed their
they
lives
bout
to
that
it.
life. They bout that
Yeah,
life.
exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's interesting to me. So things are a little different when it comes to NHL and obviously the Olympics. They have their own committee, standards, rules, regulations. So it's been a different sort of tournament in that, right? I guess. Obviously, no fighting. It's a major, so you get thrown out of the game too. But the overtime rules for obviously both games, very interesting to go down to three.
I love it.
I mean,
I'll just
it's
say that I love it.
pure art when you get a
Yeah.
chance to really see it that way. It's pretty sweet, but a very different set formats. Heck, even the hockey rink was smaller than what, the Olympic sort of standard is. So a lot of variables to it that are maybe something we're not quite used to on the regular. Drew, obviously you can attest to it, but electric. Absolutely electric. Good day to be an American. It just is.
I mean, both teams, the reason why we won gold combined, men and women, 31 for 31 on the penalty kill.
Pretty
So,
crucial.
yeah, Canada complained about the 3-on-3 after the game. They quickly forget that when Crosby, the last time the NHL players were in there, it was US and Canada for gold. It went to overtime. And back then they still did 4-on-4. It was not 5-on-5.
Yeah.
So the not having the five players on the ice, it's nothing new. I don't know why it's a surprise now. It's convenient. Um, they got beat at their own game, and 3-on-3 should have favored them. They had a 3-on-3 line of McDavid, Celebrini, and Makar. They should
That's as
have
good as it.
probably won
That's
the game.
yeah. I mean,
So
that's as good as you can. Well,
yeah,
I don't know if you could say that, but
they
I don't know
they
how it gets any better.
they can miss me with that argument. That's a terrible argument. And side note with that penalty kill, I tweeted this out earlier on my personal account. Vincent Trocheck, he was not a popular addition to the team for the U.S. Some, more casual fans might not know his name for the Rangers. Um, Steve Yzerman, Go get him. He was always out there for all those penalty kills. He and Dylan Larkin led the Olympics in face-off win percentage. If there's ever a time for the Wings to come back from this Olympic break and fucking go for it, please, enough of the prospects, enough of the draft picks. Get Vinny Trocheck to Detroit for the love of God.
You know, it's interesting to hear you say that, Drew, because Detroit hasn't, I guess, in recent memory, been known as one of those kind of networks or markets that spends the big money, right? But then you get the Tigers coming in here having one of the better off seasons they've probably ever had, right? I mean, I in recent memory, I can't think of one. This spending that they've put forward, and obviously Detroit, you know, Pistons, they did a little bit. They didn't do a lot at the deadline, but they're willing to spend more money on that side. And I think you're right, Drew. I think it's time for the Red Wings to make one big swing like that. Stop stocking the draft picks because you have the capital to do something. Why not do it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if there's ever a time, and the Rangers are bad, really, really bad. They're not going anywhere. Between him and Zibanejad, the contracts, I'd rather not pay Zibanejad 8 million a year for the next 4 or 5 years when Trocheck will only cost 5 million against the cap for the next three. That's so easy. That's such an easy deal to make. It puts New York in a better position. We're going to talk about NBA tanking. The NHL is going to have a tanking problem post Olympic break for Gavin McKenna. The kid is
Mhm.
generationally a stud. Versus Ohio State the other day, he had 8 points in one game.
Yeah,
He,
that's nuts.
stud, absolute stud. And between New York and Vancouver, they're both going to be tanking for him. So might as well give us Trocheck and let us go chase something that's been missing from Detroit for a little bit too long.
I don't want to forget this, so I'll ask this now, Drew. Is there any sort of, I guess, tanking policy or anything that hinders teams from doing that in the NHL? I'm just not, knowledgeable enough to know that.
No, I mean
Just simply
it's
plain.
kind of similar to the NBA where the generational talents don't come along as much with the NHL, I guess, compared to the NBA, in my opinion. Where like there's just one set in stone. Like Celebrini was one that was on Canada and that really had a good tournament. Um, Obviously Crosby, everyone's known about, but Gavin McKenna is generational. Like you lose games for Gavin McKenna. He's that damn good, and apparently he knows how to throw a punch too, so he can defend himself. You don't got to get an enforcer.
It's always helpful.
Poor guy at the college bar found that out.
Yeah, that was a that was a bad look, but we won't get into that mess.
So did you boys watch anything other than hockey of these Olympics?
Curling for sure.
That's what I was gonna say. Curling almost exclusively, which is odd because I have no ties to curling in any way, other than I guess the want to go play it,
I
which
was just about to say we're gonna schedule a Sports on the Rocks outing at the Bowling Green
curling
curling or
center.
center, whatever it is.
Yep.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
yeah, I've never done
Electric.
it. I've never done it, but looks like a ball.
Did you see Jason and Jason Kelsey and his wife? They have a show. They went on and were basically sort of tutored and all this on how to actually perform the sport and then got a chance to actually throw some pucks down there. If you
No,
haven't
I
seen it,
didn't.
you'll have to check it out. It's about a 10-15 minute video or something, but man, it's hard to
It
do.
looks like it. Yeah.
That stone is 40 pounds, but you're sliding on the ice on basically your knees. One knee and your foot. So,
Yeah, you're like
man,
Valence foot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the I just know the US women's was they were kicking some ass.
Corey
Um
Thesey's a beast.
um And then I saw the one dude, I think he was Italian, the dude that did like the trick shot. He did like this,
360.
he
Oh,
did
the
the
360.
360 and then just sent the stone down the ice. I was like, dude, that dude's a badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, not only curling, I mean, I watched some of the bobsled stuff and they call it the skeleton. I don't know if you know what this is, but
Get me out of
it's
there.
basically the same ice slide that you do with the bobsled, except you're just literally on a just on a sled essentially, and you lay down flat head first, and you're going down this ice slide at upwards of 80 miles an hour head first. No, I mean, there's no bobsled. There's nothing to protect you. You just have a helmet on. It's literally like a helmet backwards, and you're just arms at your side, just
Dude.
head first
Hell no.
down a ice slide at 80 miles an hour. I'm like, these people. No wonder it's called skeleton because I mean, what the freak? These people are nuts. The bobsled is crazy enough, but just doing it just just body on a sled, like these people are crazy.
So two things. First thing is we all know that helmet ain't doing nothing.
No,
And I'm sad to say it. I don't mean any humor out of it. That helmet ain't doing nothing. So that alone, I'm out. You can catch me, and this is the second point. You can catch me on the sideline eating a pretzel. That's where I'll be. But amazing sport. I mean, the kahunas it takes to do exactly what you said. Head first down a hill going 80. No brakes, no nothing. Your brakes are your
nothing.
feet. And if you're going 80 on ice, that ain't doing much. So yeah, it
No.
just truly amazing sport. I have mad respect for anyone doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I watched a little bit of that, and then I watched some of the skiing and like the free ski on like the half pipe and stuff. Dude, those guys are bad. The boys and the girls, they're fucking badass. And yeah, I mean the the God, I forgot his name. I think it's like Ferreira, something Ferreira or Ferrero. The guy, he won gold for US. Um, and it was that same run. One of the US guys, it was his third run, and he was like, you know, the announcers are saying it. They're like, he's got it. You know, he's sitting solid he was either sitting at silver or bronze, and it was his last run, and so they're saying, you know, he's got to lay it all out there. And he goes doing the half pipe and he's doing it and they're going nuts. You know, he's got a perfect run going. The last jump, oh, he just overshot it a little bit and just landed. His hip landed on the top of the half pipe and then he fell down and I was like,
Oh,
oh, I was my jaw hit the ground because it honestly it looked like he should have shattered like his whole pelvis and hip and everything. Let me tell you, the dude just got up and walked off. Like they brought the sleds out, they brought everything out, you know, because it looked horrible. And this guy gets up and they're trying to make him sit on the sled and he basically is like no, and he walks to the bottom of the slope just on his own, and I was astounded.
you know
But
what's crazy? 22 feet is how tall the Olympic half pipe walls are officially. So that's a
well,
drop.
but that's 20 feet. So that's from the bottom to the top. But I'm saying
Yep.
he shot up and was in the air doing his spins and flips. So he's, you know, 20 feet above, or however, in 10, 20 feet, whatever it is, above the half pipe and then smacks on it and falls down to the bottom. Yeah, it you have to look it up. Well, you have to look it up, but it was insane. But let me put y'all onto some game. I was watching today a name that you should know, Eileen Gu. If
Okay.
you haven't heard of Eileen, look this chick up. She is a Chinese American. So she's born in America, but her mom is a first generation immigrant from China. So she represents China in the Olympics. She's 22 years old right now. She did her first Olympics at 18, which was the Olympics of 2022, and she won gold, silver in her first ever Olympics at 22. And big air, half pipe were gold, and then her slope style was a silver. And then this this Olympics, she won gold, silver, silver. And in two Olympics, she's the most decorated skier of male or female in the history of Olympics.
That's wild. I didn't hear a single bronze, right? I don't,
Um,
they're all
no,
gold or silver. Yeah,
no,
that's
she has
impressive.
all gold or silver. She has two bronzes in the world. She has a bronze in the World Championship and the X Games, but in the Olympics, her she has three golds and three silvers, and she's been in two. But yeah, she's the most decorated skier, Olympic skier, male or female. And I'll just say this, she's not the most ugly person either. So I mean,
Well, yeah, sure.
but
Well,
look
congrats
her
to
up. Look,
Eileen Gu, right?
Eileen Gu, 22 years
Okay.
old. She's crazy. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, so I watched a lot of the skiing and and then of course hockey. But yeah, I mean, I watched a good amount of some Olympics, every night that was basically, put throwing on NBC and catching the late night reruns of the whatever games were going on. Um, of course, we all saw the Lindsey Vonn. That happened a while ago, but we had
Whole
never
place
really
Yeah.
blew
talked
up.
about. Yeah, we never really talked about the Olympics, but unfortunately, yeah, that wipeout was crazy. I was watching that. I watched that live, and that was just insane.
It's so unfortunate because it shouldn't have happened. I mean, it was
No.
such kind of like a freak snag that pulled her, and yeah, you feel bad for someone like that trying to make a comeback already off of previous injuries, and then to do that is tough. I mean, there was an article posted, they were kind of discussing what had happened with everyone. And I mean, every single athlete you talk to or that got interviewed, just you could tell it's a tough thing to have to go through. And obviously, she had three surgeries, I think, maybe a fourth one,
Yeah, something crazy like
just
that.
to repair it. Yeah. I mean, awful story. Hopefully, she comes back at least healthy. I mean, could be her last Olympics, unfortunately. But
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
yeah. Tough way to go out.
Well, in the final standings of the Olympics, Norway got first with 41 medals, 18 gold, and United States we took second. We took second overall. We got 33 total medals, 12 gold, 12 silver, and Italy third place. We edged them out at third. They had 30. They had 10 gold, 6 silver, 14 bronze. So Norway, United States, and Italy, top three for the overall Olympics 2026.
Let me ask you guys, are you guys knowledgeable as to whether, and maybe if you see the closing, you get to see this or have knowledge of it, but so is there like an award that goes to the country that has the most or technically wins? Is that a thing? Like, is there,
I
I'm
don't
not aware
know.
of it,
I know
so I'm
some countries
curious.
pay their medalists like a
Oh, that's
stipend.
true. Yeah,
Like I
like a
think the
bonus.
US is like if you win gold, it's 66,000.
Sure. Yeah, I was just curious
Silver.
if there was some sort of award or recognition that went to the country, but interesting.
So a quick Google search reveals there is no official award or trophy from the International Olympic Committee for the country that wins the most medals at the Olympics. Uh, it says they does not officially recognize the winning country, focusing instead on individual athletic achievements.
Okay. That's interesting. I feel like that should change, right? Have a trophy sitting in your Capitol building for the next 4 years. I mean, that adds some fun and spirit into the Olympics, I feel like, or at least more so than what there
I'm
already
all for it.
is. Yeah, I'm
You know,
very surprised by
some
that.
kind of like brown jug type deal, that
Yeah, yeah,
whatever, just like, something like that. Like it doesn't
yeah,
have to be something crazy, just a trophy that the countries get to pass around and they bring it to the Olympics every 4 years.
yeah,
So I think that'd be a cool addition.
And I
yeah.
was incorrect. Um, so the United States Olympic Committee, they have a provision in there for all athletes called Operation Gold. You get 37,500 for gold, 22,500 for silver, and 15,000 for bronze. All U.S. Olympians are also guaranteed $200,000 for long-term financial security, regardless if they medal, thanks to a private donation.
Wow.
So you win 200 grand automatically just for going to the Olympics, and then you get paid out depending on how many medals you get.
Correct.
Not a bad deal.
I will say, I
Hey,
mean, there's clearly focus on the individuals, kind of like you said, like they get rewarded and compensated, which is nice.
if you're an athlete from Singapore, you get 788,000 for gold.
But
Their currency, I'm assuming.
that's probably yen, not dollars.
It's got a dollar sign. But
Oh,
again, I don't
Yeah,
know
oh,
that
oh,
Singapore is
oh.
an athletic factory.
maybe
Let's see
that's
where
their
Singapore
incentive.
finished on the.
I looked, I didn't see them medal, at least in
I
ish.
highly doubt they medal.
Well, I mean, hey
Yeah, they're not
now, hey
listed on
now.
the medal count at all.
Uh, dang, Singapore. Dang. Well, I mean, like I said, I think it's nice that, you get paid for, because it's, giving up your, I mean, you've trained for 4 years and you're gone for how long? It's,
Did
nice
you
little thing.
did you see the Olympic phones, by the way? Like quick sidebar here.
No?
So in Olympic Village, there's a Samsung pop-up store, and all registered athletes got a phone. It's the
But like,
new Samsung Flip, and it's
Oh,
why
all
instead of
decked
like
out.
their own phone?
I don't know why they do it, but the phone itself is sick. It's all
there's got to be
custom,
some
but
sort of international thing within that.
Isn't
You know what I mean?
isn't that the one that because like they have the one fold that or phone that folds in half, but then it like folds it. This one folds twice.
like a flip, like
Oh, it's a flip phone.
yeah,
It's not a.
That's funny.
It doesn't
no,
open like a book. It's like this,
correct.
like a not a book.
Boy,
Alligator.
our radio audience is gonna hate this.
Dude, oh my God. I was just gonna say they have no clue what's
If you're
going on.
listening on Spotify, let me narrate for you. I am opening my hands, signaling like a book, or up and down vertically like the mouth of a croc alligator. And Drew is confirming it is up and down vertical like the motion of an alligator mouth.
Correct.
I'll tell you what, you guys are on top of it.
All right, we just need to move on from that. That
Aw.
we just got to rescue
Ugh.
ourselves. I'm just gonna pull us out of that. Anything else on the Olympics? I think that about does it for my Olympic no knowledge base.
You know what the broadcast didn't show that I wanted to see so bad, looking back on it? When Jack Hughes scores that game winner, and obviously the celebration was elite, and he throws his helmet into absolutely fucking oblivion.
Oh,
Where did that thing land, and who did it absolutely
Somebody
crush on the way
somebody
down?
got a hell of a souvenir, that's for sure.
Dude,
dude, them things are rocks, man. Are you
It might have
kidding
been
me?
your boy Kelsey. Kelsey might have caught it. Did you see he was there?
yeah,
Mm.
I don't know who's catching that thing though. That
Or
thing's
He, was he
Scott.
at this one or was he at the women's? I mean, he was probably at both, but I think
Yeah.
he on the broad he was on the actual like the broadcast panned to him in the audience, and he was at the girls' game. I'm pretty sure on
Mm.
Friday.
And more importantly, on a completely different level of emotion than the helmet throw, the Gaudreau stuff was top notch all the way
Oh
around.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
kids, the jersey, everything
Well,
about it,
the
top notch.
family being in the stands too, man. That was just that was something that I think needed to happen. Glad to see it did.
Yeah,
Top notch.
absolutely. Hats off to.
Yeah.
Did, we all know the just in a completely different direction.
Oh boy.
Did you see the tweet from Justin Trudeau and then the White House? Did you see that?
I did not.
I retweeted it, I'm pretty sure on our X account because it was just too funny.
You're talking about the Eagle dragging the Canadian
Yes,
goose.
yeah, yeah, like J Justin Trudeau, you know, the Prime Minister of Canada tweeted like during the game like you can't take our country and you can't take our game. And then the White House quote tweeted it with a picture of a bald eagle clasping on a Canadian goose's
Oh
neck.
my God. I just saw it.
Elite,
Oh
elite,
my
Hey,
God.
hey, I'll speak for myself, might not agree with the politics of the White House, but god damn, I
elite.
love that. The troll of that post was just elite, top notch. You can't get better than that. So just that was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I quote tweeted retweeted that on our X account because I was literally laughing out loud when I
I had a
saw
very toxic day on Twitter.
that.
Oh
Everyone listening, be sure to go check out Potts's personal account. I'm sure you can find it just scrolling through our Sports on the Rocks X account. Just click on Power Dower
And shout
and
out your favorite Edmonton Oiler fan and their feelings right now because McDavid can't get it done again.
oh, unfortunate.
yeah.
On another note, we're gonna move right along into some college basketball.
Mm.
Been a hell of a season so far for the Maize and Blue. Unfortunately, the boys suffered their second loss yesterday against Duke. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a tough one. Take it away.
I mean, my biggest thing is I think they're human. You know what I mean? It's been such a great season, and I mean, since that 3-point loss to Wisconsin about a month or two back, whatever it was at this point, they've just been playing elite. So to schedule this game at the tail end of conference schedules, I love it. I think it's a chance to take a breath away, and Dusty May said it best, excuse me, after the game in his interview. He said, "Our focus shifts to Big Ten. This was a nice little distraction, and we're going to take what we take from it. But Big Ten is our focus. So it's nice to see them, kind of laser back in on the goal right now that's at hand. But I tough to see them lose. I think the offense was a little stagnant at times, a lot of guys standing around, but the big thing, man, was the foul calls. It just put Morez Johnson and in a tough space and, sitting on the bench for 10, 12 minutes a piece, whatever it is. That's hard to overcome and nothing against the depth behind them, but they're elite. They're absolutely elite. And, I mean, I got a lot more to say on it, but that's my initial sort of take on it.
Yeah, I'll say, you know, the season has been fantastic. You really can't ask for much better than what we've got. That being said, I kind of agree with what you and I talked about privately that they might have drank a little bit of their own Kool-Aid. And honestly, I mean, that's going to happen because they were 25-1. You know what I mean? They were
Play,
24-1, 24-1.
playing
They're
a top
dominating.
10 schedule.
And that's what I'm
Meanwhile,
saying. I mean, they knocked off. I'm just looking at their schedule, 1, 2 ranked, they're 21, 12, knocked them off 24, 3. And then when Nebraska was number 5 when we knocked them off, Michigan State was number 7, knocked them off. Purdue, number 7, knocked them off. I mean, it's not like they're just playing cupcakes and having an easy breezy schedule. They're playing legit teams and they were blowing them out for the most part. They we've talked about how deep their bench is and their squad is, which it is. And you're gonna need that to go deep in the tournament, but at the same time, you also need your great players. And again, you and I talked about it. Yeah, the foul calls were absolutely horrendous. I don't ever want to blame a game on the refs, and
no.
I'm not gonna give them that excuse, but just flat out, it's a factual statement. The the calls were god awful. I mean, they were calling ticky-tack fouls on Michigan every chance they got, and I felt like every time Michigan actually got bodied, they just let them play. There was no whistle, and I'm just yeah. Ever since that, I think it happened at like the 13-minute mark of the first half. Mara got his second foul, and he's just. I mean, he blocked the ball. He literally blocked the ball, and they called a foul on it, and they said it was for the initial contact. And I mean, he didn't even leave his feet, and yeah, it was just bull
You know what
crap.
I think that is a microcosm of is the fact that this team is so big. Historically, if you're a big dominant force, you're not gonna get the calls because they view you as this giant or whatever, or put you on a pedestal. So I think it's a little bit of that, but yeah, to me it's interesting. ACC refs. I
Yeah.
mean, it just to me it felt off. And here's the thing, like you said, Cody, it's not a cop out. Duke is a great team. I hope we see him in the Final Four. But it to me, you got to put the ball in the basket. And we had a lot of wide open looks, shots that just wouldn't fall that normally do. So I mean, I could sit here and bash the refs all day, but at the end of the day, you got to put the ball through the hoop, and they just couldn't get shots to fall. So you put yourself in that position, you're trying to fight back, and man, Cameron Boozer. I mean,
Hell of a player. Hell of a player.
yeah, 22 something a game, I want to say. And the last couple Duke guys to do that won the Naismith. So, I mean, an elite level guy. I mean, obviously there's some other talent in college basketball, but you can't play like that and try to scrape back against that good of a team. So it's unfortunate, but again, everything is still in front of this team. And, you know, it's a little bit of a humbling thing. I think it's going to be one of these things that they benefit more from the loss than we would think. So, looking forward to these next couple games. They've got a gauntlet of a schedule remaining. So gotta play an elite level and keep this going. I mean, nothing really else you can do.
Yeah, I they played Purdue on I think it was Tuesday or
Mm,
Wednesday, no, Tuesday night. Um, so Purdue Tuesday night and Duke Saturday night. And if you would have told me that we're going 1-1, I mean this is the ideal situation because Duke, like we're saying, Duke is not in the Big Ten. So we're still 2 games ahead or one game one game ahead uh
yeah, so
in the
UCLA
Big
took down
Ten.
Illinois, and that gave us the magic number is one. We need to win one, and we win the Big Ten.
but regardless, that's what I'm saying. And so, hey, it sucks that they lost, but yes, if anything, get it out now. And it was best case scenario is it's against Duke. It's not against a Big Ten team. We have four more games: Minnesota, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan State. Minnesota should be a relatively easy one, but the last Illinois is a good team. Iowa's a good. They're not ranked, but they're a good team. And
Oh yeah.
of course, you got Michigan State, little brother. They want to try to get their revenge, but ain't gonna happen. So yeah, I mean, just got to close out these four games and take the Big Ten.
I'll tell you what though, I absolutely love, and this will be my last take. I absolutely love that they did a showcase like this because we got to see obviously Arizona and Houston go at it. And so, I mean, great for basketball. Obviously, not the way we wanted it to go, but got a lot more basketball to go. So,
My two takes on Michigan basketball heading into March. It's absolutely insane. Luxembourg's really good, and Dusty May's really good. You guys will be just
Lendenborg,
fine.
Lendenborg,
Lendenborg,
Yaxel
whatever his name is,
Lendenborg.
he's good at putting the
Hey,
ball in the basket.
yeah, know the name, know the name. He's gonna be a first round pick.
Oh,
I think
definitely a
you named
lottery
a
pick
a city or something in
in
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
Well, Luxembourg is really good at basketball,
Yeah.
and
I
Dusty
agree.
May's
I agree
elite.
with both. I agree with both of your takes, Drew.
Real wild stuff. Number one seed heading into the tournament. They'll be just fine. If anything, the Duke game was perfect for them because now they know what to expect in the Final Four because that's where they'll play again. So, I mean, you guys have it good as Michigan basketball fans. Meanwhile, in Lexington, we can't get out of our own way. Um, Pope is on the hot seat as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you spend 25 million whatever dollars he did on the roster, you can't be atop the SEC in turnovers per game. I mean, we're missing a couple key players, but um, that stuff's inexcusable. It'd be one thing if we were just losing these games and it was just more or less a talent discrepancy, but it's our own shooting ourselves in the foot. Owe is really good, but he's only going to be able to carry us so far. Um, we 4 games left. We're eighth in the SEC. It's been nice that we've swept Tennessee. We do have some good wins, but this Final Four stretch is going to be huge. In my opinion, we got to get to 20 or we're firmly on that bubble. And that would mean winning 3 out of the last 4. We got South Carolina, which should be a win. But then we go Vanderbilt at A&M and then Florida to
Ooh.
finish it out. And that's gonna be a brutal way to end our SEC slate heading into the conference tourney. So I mean, which if we if we go 1-3 in that stretch, we're gonna have to make a run in the SEC tourney. Um, or honestly, I wouldn't blame them for leaving us out or making us play in the play in. Um,
How many SEC teams make it?
I mean, right
I'm
now
just no, I'm
6.
I'm just saying no, I'm just saying like for the SEC, your like conference championship, like how many teams do they let in there?
Well, I think they're all in. No,
I don't know, are they? Well, because I know like for the Big Ten, like not everyone makes it.
I want to say the top 12,
You know what's interesting,
and right now we're eighth.
Cody, is this year will be the first year that all teams are in it and participating, at least for the Big Ten is concerned.
All teams are participating this year.
All teams are participating. This will be the first year.
Wouldn't surprise me if the SEC is the same then.
I mean, this is like I said, very first year that this will be happening. So, but yeah, all teams will participate.
But either way, we're on a 3-game losing streak. We have a really tough road to finish up the season. And like I said before the podcast, round of 32, Sweet 16, I think would be a win, I guess, for this iteration of the Kentucky Wildcats. So another year, not meeting expectations. I would say Pope's firmly on the hot seat.
It's unfortunate too because that game it was sort of like in those final, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes or so. That game was Kentucky's.
Yeah.
And then to lose it the way they did against an Auburn team that's reeling too, they're gonna have to reset and regroup and yeah, like you said, finish the season strong. I mean, give yourselves a chance to get in.
Yeah,
How
no,
And
not
many?
ideal.
I was just gonna say, Debo, I just pulled up like the standings for men's basketball just to see, what the everything looked like. We actually have a 2.5 game lead on Illinois. And
Oh,
and then the next group is Purdue, Nebraska, Michigan State. We have 3 games on those guys.
yeah.
Um, SEC, Southeastern Conference.
Not
Drew,
great.
how long has Hope been at Kentucky now? Is it
I
second or
think,
third year?
I think this is third year,
Third year.
and
Okay.
he's a good coach, but I don't know that he's.
Where did he come from? Previous
Oh,
stop.
it was, gosh.
I just
Well, he
haven't heard
played
much
he
of him, and
played at
it's interesting.
Kentucky.
Okay,
That's
that
why it was
makes
a
all the
popular choice
sense.
at the time. Was
Yeah,
he was an up and coming, really good coach, and he played there, so he understood what was kind of expected, but at the same
yeah, the
time,
culture, the philosophy. Yeah, it's
yeah, he was at BYU before us.
okay. Yeah, that
Drew,
makes sense.
I confirmed that there are 16 teams in the SEC, Southeastern Conference, and for the basketball tournament, all 16 do make it to play.
So you're saying there's a chance?
That's what I'm saying. There is a
Wow.
chance.
I mean, I think Michigan, a couple of seasons ago, proved how vital doing well in conference tourneys can really be. I think that really got him into the tournament and gave him a chance. So, well, a lot of seasons still to be played for both Kentucky and Michigan. I would love to see both squads finish strong. Although, like you said, Drew, Kentucky's got just as tough a schedule. I mean, that South Carolina game should be a dub, but this is
Well,
not going
like
to
I
be a
said,
cakewalk to the finish.
for the video audience, this is the standard right here. In 2012 is way too damn long. Way too damn long.
Yeah, and I also confirmed you are correct, Debo. For the Big Ten tournament, all 18 teams will be in.
That's just so many basketball teams to play a
I mean, that's a
conference tourney
lot. That's what I'm saying. Like
before the NCAAs.
that's what I'm saying. They start on Tuesday the 10th, and I mean, they got 2 games Tuesday, they got 4 games Wednesday, 4 games Thursday, 4 games Friday. Like they'll be running through it.
United Center will be active, that's for sure.
That's for dang sure. Well, you got anything else on the Wildcats, Drew?
Hope and a prayer. Um, One thing we should mention is Miami of Ohio being 27 and 0. And they are they have no what do they call them now? Quad one wins or anything crazy like that. But they're number one in the NCAA in points per game, number 8 in point differential, and they shoot 40% from three. They're
Those are
gonna
some impressive numbers.
so yeah, I mean they haven't played anybody per se, but they don't beat themselves. They shoot the ball at extremely efficient and high rate, and they turn you over. So, I mean, they could be a real problem.
Oh man, I just pulled
Would
up. I just pulled up their schedule. Their last four games are Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Toledo, and Ohio. But they have Toledo at home. I was gonna say, bro, if they're coming to T-Town, we're going, but they got Toledo at home. That sucks because their other three games are all away. Toledo's their only home
mm,
game out of the last four. That sucks, dude.
Ypsilanti's not that far.
But that's
Is that
true.
is that where they're at?
Yeah.
Eastern, yeah.
Where?
Eastern
No,
Michigan is in Ypsilanti.
Oh, I was saying I thought you were gonna say to go to Miami to watch the Toledo game.
Oh,
Where's Miami
no,
of Ohio
that's
at?
that's
that's like down east.
southeastern. Yes, that's quite a drive.
Come
What
on.
what's the town that they're in, Drew? Isn't it like a well-known?
Is it Athens?
No,
No,
Athens is
Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah. Um, Oxford, Ohio.
Oxford, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
I was just looking it up.
Known as the Public Ivy for its strong
It's
academics at a public university cost.
it's only
Don't say only 2.5
it's
hours.
it's only 3 hours and 15 minutes away.
Yeah, yeah, no. I would
It's
rather
just
go to
it's basically
Eastern.
past Dayton.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they've looked great. It's interesting because they're down some injuries and everything, and they just keep winning.
The only
And if you
problem
look,
is the Eastern game is in 2 days. So
ooh, okay, yeah, well, um, the only thing that I will say about them, and this is a good thing because obviously they've been battle tested, but a lot of these games have some pretty close final scores. So, like I said, they're battle tested, but I'd like to see them. I mean, Drew, you attested to it. The fact that they don't have a single quad one win. I mean, you don't really know what they have. They'll be fun in the tourney, I think.
The one thing I would say that might counteract some of the lack of the big win, I guess, would be once you get 15 and 0, 16 and 0, 17 and 0, you're really getting everybody's best shot,
yeah.
like you
Yeah.
will in March.
Yeah.
So
No, I
maybe they
agree.
don't have the quad one win, but they're getting everybody's 100% because now everyone wants to be their one loss, two
Hmm.
loss.
Yeah. No, I agree. You know who else has been a pleasant surprise this year? Not to touch on it too quick because we are going to do some college basketball kind of updates and reviews, but Nebraska out of the Big Ten. Just, I mean, I don't have their specific record up. But they were god awful last year and previous years before that. To have the turnaround that they've had and be a top 10 team for most of the year, that's quite impressive, especially with the NIL bankroll that they're shelling out for or not shelling out for these recruits and players to come in and play. So big shots out to them as well.
Nebraska is 23-4 overall, 12-4 in the Big Ten. They're currently at fourth place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking same part of the country, the St. Louis Billikens out of the
Woohoo.
A10. Sixth in
Yeah.
points per game, number one in point differential, and in the top five for 3 point percentage. Only thing they struggle with, which could easily be their downfall in March, is their 219th in turnovers.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna do it, especially when you get to the NCAAs and the tourney.
So their
Everybody's
game plan
active.
is we're going to outscore you,
Yeah,
which isn't the worst game plan in the world, but
no, but you get one off night or a stretch team that can defend shots pretty well, and it could be your demise. And you know what? Bold prediction for them. Round of the 32 exit.
The Billikens?
Yeah,
Oh, stop it.
yeah. I don't feel it. I don't feel it.
Everything comes down to seating and side of the bracket and all that shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know. I'm up and down on them. I feel like they're another hard team to read with these mid majors. You know who isn't a hard read? Anyone in this AP top 15 poll. We got some action that happened this weekend as well. Arizona squared off, played some Houston Cougars. Did you guys get a chance to watch that one?
I was watching most of it, and it was a good game.
Yeah, they look like they're just really well coached teams. I mean, obviously Calvin Sampson and what is it, Mark Few, I believe, at Arizona. Either way, seasoned coaches who know what the hell they're doing. So um yeah, it was a Saturday of college basketball for me. So I took in quite a bit, but I think if you were to ask me teams like Houston or Arizona, I think they're at that sort of top tier echelon with teams like a Michigan or a Duke, maybe Iowa State in that category. They kind of have their on and off moments.
Never sleep on UConn.
Yeah, yeah, UConn has been well too. I mean, and that boils down to coaching too.
Hurley is a good coach.
Yeah, an outstanding coach, one that turned down NBA money to stay where he was. And I don't even think it was just NBA money, it was LA Laker money. So JJ Redick obviously got that job and has that right now for the time being. But yeah, taking a look here, just kind of at the round out. So we've got, and these will all change obviously next week. We're recording Sunday, but Michigan at 1, Houston at 2. They'll probably drop along with Michigan. Duke at 3. Obviously, I think Duke's going to slide into that number 1 spot.
Yeah, I think
And
it'll go like Duke 1, Arizona 2, but then how far do does
I
Michigan and
think
Houston drop?
I think we
I mean,
just
do we
switch. I think
flip-flop?
Michigan, yeah, that's
So
what I was
so
going
it
to
goes
say. I
Duke, it
think
goes Duke,
Michigan,
Arizona,
Duke,
then Michigan, Houston.
and yeah, yeah, I think that'll probably be what it ends up looking. And then you've got UConn after that at number 5, Iowa State, Purdue, Kansas. Kansas lost to a upstart Cincinnati team. Some huge wins in the past 4 games for them. And then Nebraska and Illinois rounding out the Big Ten. Gonzaga, Florida, Texas Tech, Virginia, and Michigan State at 15.
Did you
I
guys see the like a official predicted seeds for the bracket?
did, yes.
So they
NIT
had
3 seed for me.
so they had the predicted official seeds are Michigan number 1 overall, and then Duke, Arizona, Iowa State as the 1 seeds, and then they have UConn, Houston, Illinois, Purdue as the 2 seeds. They have Florida, Kansas, Nebraska, Gonzaga as the 3 seeds, and then Texas Tech, Michigan State, Vanderbilt, and Virginia as the 4 seeds. Vanderbilt just lost to Tennessee
Hmm.
yesterday. That was one of the upsets that happened.
Yeah, it's so interesting. You get weekly, obviously, rankings for basketball. Most teams play in college about 2, sometimes maybe even 3 games in that span. So we're going to get a good shakeup here. Come, I believe it's Tuesday, or is it Monday when the AP comes out?
I think
I
it's
think
Monday.
Monday.
I
Yeah,
think,
I think
yeah,
it's
like I
Monday
think
as
they
well.
do it Sunday night essentially, so
Yeah.
Monday it should be out. But yeah, I mean, it's getting to that time of the year, and I'm all for it. I love me some March Madness and conference championships, conference tournaments. We'll see if maybe Sports on the Rocks gets active and mobile for one of these events, and maybe we can bring some live coverage action.
I
To
think
remains
I
to be
th-
seen, but hey,
I think that
I'm
could
all
be
for it.
done, but
I'm
we
all for
gotta
it.
yeah, we'll look into logistics of it, see what we want to do. But yeah, I mean, like you said, great college basketball happening right now. We're getting close to March. If you told me it was the 22nd of February, I wouldn't believe you, but it is. We are just floating right through. I think my biggest takeaway is looking at these rankings and seeing how many Big Ten teams are in that AP poll right now. And you've got the most by any conference, which, I mean, great look for the Big Ten. Scrolling through, you got the SEC kind of up there, top heavy, as well as Big 12. So it's really the power conferences. Drew, do you have your like player of the year so far?
For college basketball,
Yeah.
oh, the guy with the
I mean,
city in Germany, he's pretty good. No,
Lund
it I would say
Lundenborg.
Luxembourg. No, I would say either that kid from Michigan or Boozer or the kid from Kansas. Um,
oh, Peterson. That guy
yeah,
can kick rocks, man. I'm so tired of seeing all this, taking yourself out of the game and protecting your draft stock. If you're healthy, play. If you're not healthy, don't play.
I
Like I don't
agree.
understand how Bill Self hasn't had this conversation with him. Like it's insane to me how much power these players hold. You can just check yourself out of a basketball game. He's an immediate no for me,
Well,
based on that alone.
I'd say Boozer's probably player of the
yeah,
year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's probably Boozers to lose, but have you guys gotten a chance to see not Adesanya. What's the gentleman's name from BYU? The freshman.
oh,
He's a freak. He's gonna be a lottery pick for sure. Adesanya, something similar to that. I
yeah.
feel awful butchering his name. No disrespect, sir. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the
DeBansta,
rest of the season. What is it?
DeBan AJ DeBansta.
Yes.
Yes, Devis. Yeah. What did you say,
Yeah, I
Duban?
mean, I don't know if I'm saying it correct, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, he's someone else to look out for too. I think it's kind of like you guys said
DeBansa,
between,
DeBansa. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Sorry if I'm sure I'm butchering it, so I apologize. But
I mean, Fleming's from Houston deserves a shout out as well. And by the way, we get Houston, Kansas tomorrow night.
Yeah.
another good matchup.
Yeah, that'll be one worth watching.
Anything else
Hopefully
going on
Houston pulls it
tomorrow?
out.
Actually,
Take
you
a
also get
gander.
Louisville, North Carolina tomorrow night too.
Let me take a gander.
Yeah, it'll be a really good game too. Sounds like some college basketball will be on my TV.
That Houston Kansas game is Tuesday, not Monday. Oh no, it is
Uh,
Monday. No,
Yeah.
you're correct. Yeah. Louisville, North Carolina, Louisville, UNC tomorrow as well. Tuesday, Miami play of Ohio plays Eastern Michigan. They're not on TV though. At least it doesn't look like it.
with college basketball wrapping up there for us, we're going to switch over to a little bit of NBA talk. Drew, a lot of stuff going on as far as the NBA is concerned. We wrapped up the All-Star game. Did you get a chance to watch any of it?
The All-Star game, no, but that trade deadline was a lot of fun too.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Um, well, we can touch on both of those. So I I will say I don't know what is going on with the NBA All-Star game. I had to actually look up how their format is this year. I feel like it changes every season and they're trying to tinker to save the thing, but I don't know if it's one of those things that can be saved. I mean,
No,
I think it
it's
really
awful.
well, it boils down to the players and the players wanting to compete at a high level and represent themselves, their teams and all that sort of stuff. But I just feel like we're in a blender when it comes to this All-Star game. And I mean, I don't know what the fix is. Do you just have a like I don't know. I'm curious what your opinion is on this because it was hard to watch. I mean, good basketball play here and there, and Wemby, I think improved it a bit as far as a competitive standpoint by going all out, but I'm not a fan.
I mean, there's nothing at stake really. Like I know they did like the World versus North America or whatever it was, but like they could really take a page out of what the NHL did with like that Four Nations last year, where all of a
Mm,
sudden you had your flag on your chest and it actually meant something.
yeah.
That'd be
It
cool.
there's got to be some kind of
But
either
what
incentive or
would you?
purpose put behind it.
Yeah. So like, do they? Would it just be USA versus the world essentially?
Well, they've tried that and they still don't try.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's what it was this
Well,
year.
that's what
It
I'm
was
saying.
like
Do
a
you have
round
enough? Do you have
robin.
enough players like to represent a bunch of different countries?
Well, I think that's what
Probably
they're
could,
doing.
but
Well, that's what they're doing with this past year's format. So it was a round robin format and it was international versus US is basically how they broke it down. But I mean, Drew, you made the point. If there's no incentive for these guys other than making an all-star game, which clearly at this point in the NBA, it doesn't really matter to these guys. I mean, I think it does when you look back on your career in totality, but I mean, we got to incentivize, we got to do something. These players got to take pride in it because it's a kind of a joke. It really is. I mean, I tune in for the slam dunk and the 3 point. That's really all I tune in for. But I don't know, maybe some sort of purse like they do with the NBA Cup.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, I really don't know because it just hasn't mattered for so long. So
Well,
trying to re-rev it up,
yeah, I think it went out the window when you started sort of shifting to this generation. Because that was sort of the debate within this All-Star game too, is the old heads versus the youth. Who's going to play harder and this and that. And I I just think it's a different mentality between these players. Everyone's and not that it's wrong, but everyone's out for their bag, their, duffel bag full of money, and that's really it. So I think there's a shift within the culture too. So I don't know who the spearhead would be. Would it be Wembanyama and some of these younger guys? 'Cause, I mean, he played hard. He really did, but he was the only one, really and truly.
I would say, at least in my opinion, I guess if I was trying to be nice, I would say it is wrong. I think it's soft. Last year in the Four Nations, there was three fights in the first 10 fucking seconds because they actually gave a shit.
Yeah.
And it was absolute cinema.
I was watching that this morning, um, at during one of the intermission before the overtime game or before the overtime started in the hockey game. I I was scrolling and somebody just blessed the timeline, decided to tweet that first minute of the Four Nations one, and I was watching that. Oh my God, it was so awesome.
Like, let me tell you something. If LeBron James was going for a layup, like Jack Hughes today was going to chase a puck, and LeBron took a hard foul, like Jack took a high stick and lost a couple teeth in the process, LeBron would be out 6 to 8 weeks. The
Yeah.
first four would be for the injury, the last two would be for rest. It's a
maybe an
culture
extra
problem,
week for his
and it
pride then
and it's
too.
garbage. Garbage.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's become hard to watch. Cody, did you tune in and check any of the? No?
I really didn't. I did not.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point that we're at with it. So, I mean, like we said, until there's incentive and these players take a little pride in their play and what they're representing, I think it's going to stay the same way, unfortunately. With the All-Star game, there's also some pretty big news in regards to the NBA and anti-tanking. Got some teams right now, namely Utah and the Indianapolis Pacers, who really aren't even hiding it. I mean, they get a lead, have their top scorers out there playing great basketball, and then at halftime or at the end of the third quarter, they're pulling all their talent and just I think it was Utah had about a 20 something point lead on the Magic a couple weeks ago or something. Took all their star players out. Magic came back, won the game. But a lot of steps being taken. Adam Silver released sort of some details into it regarding what's being discussed and what they're looking to do as far as a conceptual standpoint. And we won't go through all of this, but really it's penalizing these teams. So the big thing is lottery odds will now become based on 2 year records. The lottery is extended to include all play-in teams, which is an interesting change because that's something that just a brand new dynamic. Um, Lottery odds will freeze at the trade deadline or later, so any monumental trades where you're trying to clear house or flip the roster will no longer be allowed. Um, and no team who's been in the top four in consecutive years is allowed to pick, which is interesting as well. So a lot of changes to try to combat the tanking. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is sort of a conversation that we had off camera. You got teams like, and Drew, you could touch on this a little more than I could probably, but the NHL has no rules. And we've got someone coming down the pipeline who is going to be a monumental culture shift and organizational shift for any teams in the NHL who can land them. But Drew, do you want to sort of touch on what that even looks like?
I mean, in the NHL, it's once every 5 to 6 years. It feels like every year in college basketball, at least to me, there's two or three guys each year that are just studs. This year, obviously, the NHL has Gavin McKenna coming down the pipeline at Penn State. Vancouver is making it obviously they're tanking. Obviously, Quinn Hughes, who just went off at the Olympics, they dumped him over to Minnesota, which just isn't fair. But the Rangers traded Artemi Panarin to the Kings. Now they're not really tanking. They got one of the Kings' top prospect back in return. But yeah, I mean the NHL, um, it's not as obvious at all times. But the Rangers are also going to stash that guy down in the minors the rest of the year. He's not going to play in the NHL. So I mean,
It's
it is what it is. I think the NBA is obviously like 10 years too late, but at least they're doing something. It's a step in the right direction.
yeah. Yeah, we're at least making the moves to try to reconcile what is going on because it's kind of atrocious and it's awful for the fans who are paying for these teams to come and see them play and you're just setting them on the bench. So with that, it's really about all the NBA I think we're going to discuss. Next with that, Cody.
Well, I just wanted
Something
to. There was just a headline that popped up on your mobile device yesterday. It was all over X. The Jones boys listened to. They must have tuned into the podcast. Our last podcast when Drew and I did, or yeah, when Drew and I did our season recaps, and I said they need to re-sign Javonte Williams. Well, they listened. They listened to the pod. They did that. Javonte Williams got a 3-year, $24 million deal yesterday. So happy about that. That's just all I wanted to say before we get on to the question of the day. Question of the day. We're going to stick with Olympics, being in that theme. Go USA, baby. Would you rather be present for the 1992 Barcelona Dream Team winning gold or this year's Milan Cortina Olympics seeing the men and women's hockey winning gold?
It's a good question. I like that one a lot. Personally, to me, I'm not that I'm not a hockey guy, but I'm a bigger basketball guy than hockey. So for me, that 92 Dream Team and all of its greatness, I mean, we could sit here for days and touch on each individual player, but just absolutely one of the most loaded US teams in history, in my opinion. So I think it would be really cool to be able to sit in on that. Although I will say this gold is very close because I don't know if you guys are aware, there is only now three golds going to the men in Olympic history. Next would be Russia, and you got to kind of glom it all together because of everything that happened in their history. But they have seven. Then Canada is, you know, on another mountaintop as far as that's concerned with all-time wins. But this one was great. But yeah, to me, the dream team would just be a bucket list array of players to see. So I'm gonna go with that one personally.
I am in agreement with you that I feel like I am more partial to basketball than hockey, just as far as like, maybe watching it on TV and following it wise. But when it comes to the Olympics and stuff like that, I think hockey is just more electric. And especially to be there in person, to be at this Olympics and see not one, but two gold medal games. Yeah. Give me 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics to watch the men's and the women's take home gold in hockey. Electric. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be there. And that would be my choice. No shade to the dream team because they are the dream team for a reason, but give me the hockey all the way.
I mean, I think it was always going to be obvious which way I was going to go. I'm going to go hockey as well. Um, Obviously, I prefer it over basketball to begin with, and I have a whole like Isaiah Thomas thing that I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole that should have been on that dream team, but it's fine. We won't go down there. But oh, definitely this year's gold. Took a nation's sport from them, took their soul from them. McDavid losing again on a big stage. The Kachuk brothers, the Hughes brothers, obviously Detroit's captain playing an integral role. Everything about it. Everything about it.
That's gonna do it for episode 13, boys. Thank you guys for hanging out, listening, watching, participating. Please just give us a like, give us a subscription, give us a subscribe, comment on the video, interact with us. We're on X, Instagram, we try to be active on there, so interact with us and we will, interact back. So thanks for hanging out and until next time. Peace.
Do you?